Hey, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to look at a writing app that I just discovered a little while ago. It's called Frostwriter, and if you've not heard of it, I got to tell you, it's pretty good. I'm not a big fan of web apps. I'm not a big fan of cloud-based writing software. I'm not even a big fan of minimalist type of writing programs. This is why I haven't reviewed Dabble or anything like that. But I got to say, Frost is pretty cool, and if you've not heard of it before, today's a good day to find out about it. It is a free web app. It's something that's fully cloud-based. You don't need an email. You don't need any kind of payment. It's just a free app. You can go log in to frostwriter.com right now. You don't even need to watch the video. You can just go right there and check it out for yourself. But if you do want to get more of an information why, I definitely recommend this one. Keep watching. It's pretty cool. Once you go to frostwriter.com, you will be greeted with a nice picture of the app and what it offers. And of course, you can see it 3.0 means that they have been updating it. So if you are worried of that, it's just a one and done kind of app. It's not. They do keep adding to it, and that's good. But you can get a sense of what they have offered on this main page. And I would just take a few minutes to look through it and see if it's something that you like. But I can tell you right now, I'm a skeptic when it comes to cloud-based minimalist software, and I do like this. So I'm going to show you how it looks in action real quick. So like if you click on the experience now on any of these themes, it'll take you to the theme you clicked on. So right now we went to the Cosmos theme, and you'll see that I've already written something here. This is, for when I tested it. It will save your work. Now it may not necessarily save your word count. So it does make me think that the word count is based on sessions, which is fine if you're, looking to chart your progress that way. But I would not necessarily use Frostwriter as your go-to for storing your work. What I would do is use it for your actual writing per session, and then when you're done, copy and paste it into the program of your choice, so you can go through and format it and whatnot. Because you'll notice that even in the screenshot, even on this page, it's all block-based, so you're not going to have the exact formatting that's good for manuscripts. But this is a good place to come to if you just want to write your blog or whatever works for you. But one thing that's really nice about this is it gives you the background, so it's all thematic. And the other thing too is down here, these little arrows, they'll activate different soundtracks depending on your theme. So I want to show you a kind of a sample of what some of these themes are, and then I want to play at least one soundtrack to give you the idea. But you'll see how nice this program actually is. And I want to remind you, it's completely free, and you don't have to drop an email. You just log in and start writing. It's pretty cool. So what you always want to do is if you want to go back and reset your theme, click on the little antler button up here, and it'll take you to the theme page. And there's probably a good dozen themes that you choose from. So the first one's Calm. Calm is really straightforward. It's literally just a really plain white background. But you have this little button here gives you dark mode if you want it. So if you just want to keep things simple, then you can just click between light mode and dark mode. And then this also has its own little soundtrack. I'm going to actually go to the next one to show you more accurately what a good theme looks and sounds like. So on the next one you have the vintage theme. So vintage is good for like if you're doing historical fiction or pirate stories or anything that's like fantasy, adventure, anything like that. Anything that's like before 1900. Vintage is a good one to go with. And if you go into this theme, which again you click on right to go into a theme, you'll see that I've already had a kind of a thought that's like the big Age of Sail, but it gives you a vellum background. And then just to give you an example of the kind of music, I'm only going to play in snippets, but if you click the arrow, it'll pick up the orchestra that's similar to that time frame. And if you don't like that song, you click the arrow again, and you go to the next one, and you get a little bit of that kind of Lord of the Rings, and you just keep going until you find what you want to stick to. So if none of those work, then you can go to the next theme. But the other thing that's cool about this is you don't have to stick to one theme. So for example, if you're writing a coming of age story, and summer might be a good theme for coming of age. If you go inside the summer theme and start typing, you're going to have music that either might remind you of one of those beach ready, like if you ever go to the bookstore and you see the books with the woman on the beach as the front cover, like this might put you in that kind of mood. Or maybe this might put you in that kind of coming of age, Dazed and Confused style mode of thinking. Or if you're in 80s movies, not that you get 80s themes, but it's lighthearted, it's fun, it's breezy would be a good word for it. It's also got a little bit of the tropical theme, so if you are writing a Carl Hyacin type novel, summer might be a good theme for that. But again, it has numerous well, I don't know about numerous. I don't actually know how many sounds per theme there are, but you clearly have at least three. I haven't gone through all of them yet, but that's something for you to explore. The dark theme is good for like if you're writing gothic horror or just plain horror or thriller or like dark thriller like stalker type books or anything. And then of course you have the music is matches the theme. So if you want to get in that kind of that dreadful state of mind, this will put you there. And then the next one is probably the one I'd be using frequently is called Mild Dark. This is more for like traditional thrillers like Jack Reacher, Silence of the Lambs, or if you want to do like a cyberpunk, futuristic type of story or dystopian, Mild Dark's a good one for that. I certainly plan to probably use this one if any of them frequently. And then the next one you saw is Cosmos. That's your science fiction, like your Star Trek, your Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica, Doctor Who, anything. Well, actually, Doctor Who, I'd probably put that more in the Mild Dark, but this one works too. But it's a good, full-on orchestra, John Williams type stuff. And then I want to show you Room. Room is a good one because Room is the kind of theme that puts you in the writing mood. So if you, let's just, for example, I use this as my, oops, as I told you, this is like my third attempt to try to record this. I've been having so many issues with background interference. In my first attempt, my microphone wasn't working at all, so I had no sound. But anyway, if you, I'm going to type this again. Let's track our words. You'll see I have 4 words there, and if you go to the bottom, it counts 4 words. So the word tracker is accurate, no worries there. But what's cool about the Room theme is it gets you in that kind of book study mood or that cafe mood. So if you click on the faces here, it gives you that restaurant background or the cafe background. So you can kind of get that feel of, like, I'm at a coffee shop, look at me, I'm important. And if you want to double up on that with the weather, click on the weather button and you get a little bit of that rain backdrop, or you can hear the thunder, or if you just want the weather, you can get that. And then you have a grandfather clock background and a fireplace background also, if those help you get in the right mood. So that's what I like about this particular theme. It's just there's no music, it's just atmosphere. It's neat. Now I can show you another app that you can use if you want to layer onto that, if you stick with me to the very end of the video. All right, so the only thing is when you click on the antler, it always goes back to the beginning. So you'll have to cycle through when you have when you want to get to the theme that you want. But the cold theme is good for like if you're doing holiday type writing, if you're doing Christmas, or if you're doing anything that feels wintry or northern. Even if you're doing like a kind of a mystery type story where it takes place in a colder climate, this will get you in that mood. But this is also the one you go to when you want to write your Christmas story. So it's pretty good. And then Love is another good one. You don't have to write just romantic stories with this theme. Certainly that helps, if you're a romance writer, this is definitely your theme here. But it's also a good theme if you're writing just a general, kind of romantic scene, or for example, if you're writing a James Bond novel and you need that scene where James gets his groove on, this is your theme here. So it'll get you in that mood for writing that particular scene. And this goes back to what I was saying before about you don't need to necessarily write your entire book in one theme. You can just do it piecemeal. What scene do you need today? Okay, we'll go to the theme that will best communicate that particular scene, and then write, and then you just copy paste it when you're done. So the final theme is Rage. This is if you're writing some kind of Purge or John Wick, revenge story. This will get you into that mindset of, bad stuff's going to happen here if the anti-hero, gets his way. It's a pretty heavy theme. I haven't listened to all the tracks on this, but most of these are orchestral. They try not to give you anything that's too distracting, so I don't think you're going to find a lot of like hard guitar, heavy metal, anything like that. I think it's going to be more for like cinematic type movie themes, but it really does help. So that's Frostwriter in a nutshell. I think it's a pretty solid program. Me, I'm not that enthusiastic about a lot of writing software that's cloud-based or minimalist, because I feel like, well, I have Scrivener. Scrivener does everything I need. But what's also really good too is if you really don't care about the background, and if you don't care about the minimalism, but you want to still work in Word or Scrivener or anything like that, what you could do is, for example, if I go back to, I'll play the romance theme real quick because I think it's a pretty interesting type of theme. So if I go into Write, and you'll also be greeted with this default start writing good luck whenever you're in the page. Click on the arrow, and if I want, I can just write my, the music keeps playing whether I'm in the app or if I'm in another one. So, and if you want a 1A sound, just go back to the default, or I guess you can't. Just leave the page, I guess. But yeah, so that's Frostwriter. It's really easy. I like it. I think it's cool, and hopefully you guys will like it too. Do check it out. I'll put a link in the description below, so you can try it for yourself. But don't go away, because I have one other app I want to show you while we're talking about background and chill vibes and all of that. So hang with me 1 second. So the other app I want to show you that's kind of similar is this one called Virtual Cottage. There's no writing involved. It's literally just a timer with music and weather effects. But what's cool about it is you actually, in this panel here, you can see you write what you want to work on, and then you just list for how long you want it, and then you hit confirm, and then it's gonna start counting down. And you can certainly set the timer to go off when you're done, but it's sort of an accountability tool, where if you need to study, read a book, or whatever, you just go to the program, hit confirm, and then it'll count down for you. And then when it goes off, that's your cue to say, okay, I'm done. It's pretty straightforward, but what's cool is it also has ambient music, kind of like Frostwriter does. So whether you're writing or studying or whatever it is you're doing, you still have access to that chill music, and it's good music. And if you're writing in particular, you're not going to need the graphics here. This is more for, again, if you're studying with a textbook at your desk, you'll have this little graphic image of the girl, working on her laptop, and depending on what time of day it is, so in real life, like I'm recording this at 9:44 at night, so my screen would probably look something like this if I'm writing at the middle of the night. So it does change according to what time of day you're working. But it's really nice, and it's free. All you gotta do is just get the Steam app. If you're not familiar with Steam, basically it's an online digital library for your games. But Virtual Cottage is it's not a game. It's a timer with graphics, but you can still download it from Steam. So if you don't have the Steam app, you will need to get that first and install it, and then you can run this. But you'll see that the ratings on it, it's overwhelmingly positive, both long-term and short-term. So out of 934 users who used it in the last 30 days, 98% of them thought it was a great program. So it clearly, I think it's worth having. I have about 4 hours on it right now. I would have a lot more, but I've been trying to get into a different frame of mind. But the creator is pretty responsive too. You can always write a comment. I actually commented to them in their YouTube page, and they responded. So that's the thing that's cool about these, is you can put your suggestions in there as well. But this is another good one to have in the background if you don't want to use Frostwriter, or if you want a tool that does something other than give you a place to write. If it just gives you a place to check your timing and all that, then Virtual Cottage is a good one. And just bear in mind, like this is literally all your entire interface is this page, and you can write whatever you want here. It doesn't have to be study or reading. I mean, you can write, give your cat a bath if you want, set it for 15 minutes, and then go if that's what you want. You say whatever you want, and it's more for your accountability. But I like it. It's a cool program, and it's a good complement to Frostwriter. But these are my two apps that are both free, that I think if you want some productivity, they're good to have. So check them out, and let me know what you think. Make sure you comment below with your experiences, and then just like, subscribe to all the things that YouTubers tell you to do. And yeah, come back for whatever's next. But I hope you enjoy them, and as much as I think they're cool. So all right, take care. Until next time. Bye.